Hey guys, Kelsey from the future here, and as you can see, a little sneak peek of a future episode. The future's pretty good. But let's focus on where we're at now, and that is Bend. I wanted to give a little context to this episode because unfortunately we didn't do a great job of getting a lot of footage because we were super busy. Just making sure the truck was dialed in. We had a garage that we could work at, Fit Garage, thank you. So we did a bunch of stuff there. And in fact, we had the bottom end bearings done, and Alex from Fit Garage did that for us. I finally convinced Tim that it wasn't the best thing to do out in the middle of nowhere in the dirt. So he gave in, and thanks to Alex for his expertise in that. But I'll let Tim tell you more about that when we get to it in the video. We got to see some friends of mine, old friends, got to catch up and introduce them to Tim, so that was really special. And yeah, we just enjoyed Bend. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is our rolling home Dusty. We hit the road full time a few years ago to follow our dreams of driving around the world, and we headed south. We did it! COVID brought us back to the States, but there is plenty of adventure to be had here while we wait out the pandemic. So come along and enjoy this crazy ride we call life. Good morning. We made coffee, closed up Dusty. We're getting ready to head into town and go to the Fit Garage. So that's the plan for now. It's very smoky out here today. It got really nasty last night. Really smoky. So many fires. But here we go.
Okay, so why did we do the bottom end bearings and how hard is it? Well, on the 1HDT, sort of the one fault in the early years apparently are these bottom end bearings. It's something I'd read all about long before we bought this truck, and we debated on whether we were going to do it now or later. We certainly wanted to do it before we left the US. I didn't want that worry in the back of our minds as we traveled remotely. We weren't going to do it on our way north, but when you're near a garage who has done a bunch of them before and they can fit you in, you might as well go for it, right? So we went ahead and went for it. You simply have to drain the oil, pull the oil pan, and there they all are presented to you. And it's 2 bolts for each one. It's a really simple process. It's not too involved or time consuming. I would say probably too involved to have that whole bottom end of the engine exposed to dirt, but in a garage with some basic tools, it's really not too big of a deal. And as soon as we saw these bottom end bearings, we're really glad that we did it, because as you can see, that material is just starting to slough away on several of them. Most of them look perfect, but a few of them, which always seems to be the case, were starting to rip to pieces. So who knows how long that would have lasted, maybe another 100,000 miles, maybe mid-Canada, mid-Alaska, we would have had an issue. So we're super glad that we did it. I feel a lot better. And there's no real way of knowing whether or not your truck needs it. So it's one of those things, if you have a 1HDT, I'm now in the camp, of course, since I saw what ours looked like and they were bad, they would say go ahead and do it. But of course, there's thousands of people on the forums that'll say, I replaced mine and they were perfect, so I wouldn't worry about it. So choice is yours, but figured we'd let you know why we did it and how big of a process it was. We weren't pulling the engine out or anything dramatic like that. So I feel like we're good to go, and hopefully in many years I'll still be talking to you about how we haven't touched the bottom end of the engine ever since. But who knows?
I don't know if you remember this hill. It's a lot steeper than it probably looks on camera, and it's really loose. When I was riding bikes down it, I ate it. Ah! Didn't hurt, but I slipped. But Dusty makes it look easy. It was really steep though. We're camping in the same spot tonight because we knew it, and it's kind of late, so it was easy. Seems like a good place to stay. Good morning. We had our coffee this morning. We're switching to an AeroPress, which tastes better, I think, but it's still a lot more work. So I don't know. We're trying it out. We're going to see if we stick with it or not. Tim just left on a bike ride. He's borrowing a bike, so he went off for a ride. And I'm just going to enjoy the morning. I have a podcast going, and I know I'm weird, but I like cleaning up. So I'm cleaning out the truck and making it all nice. And probably do a little workout. Yeah, it's just a pretty day. The smoke has moved out a bit more so we can breathe a little bit better. And not much planned for today. Just hang out and enjoy it. Have a little broom. Alright, workout complete. Showered. Now I'm making a little snack of some hummus and veggies, and hopefully Tim will be able to enjoy that when he gets back from his ride.
(8:01 p.m.)
What you doing?
Testing wind direction, because everyone that's ever used this and regretted it has said that, yeah. So we've been carrying this through, well, we carried it maybe even up to Canada, definitely through Central and South America. And we had two, and we left one in our storage unit because it just takes up space. These did have a recall, so we know that at some point Costco recalled them because there was some issue with them not necessarily working. We bought two new ones because these are so old. Same brand, but they're supposed to be, you know, post recall. So they're supposed to be okay. But we never got a chance to use them. We're heading to Alaska, and I want to make sure it works. So that's the safety. Holy wow. That's some pressure.
It doesn't go as like far of a stream. I guess if you hold it, I don't. But I thought it would go further.
Yeah, I mean, I think though the wasp stuff is very thick and
Yeah.
it's meant to go further. This is meant to be a fog that still gives you 10 or 15 feet, you know? Wow. That's it. I don't want any of that on my fingers.
Yeah, now you all know, and we do, how long it lasts and how far it goes.
It is kind of cool that this one that has been...
It could be the recalled one though. We don't know. Maybe it's not.
No, it
the
wasn't.
right one.
I checked the part number, and
That's
it
how it's
wasn't one
supposed
that
to
was
work?
recalled. Yeah, but it was one that was from a similar time frame as the recalled ones. They were recalled while we were already gone, so
Yeah.
we weren't gonna like
Yeah.
drive home or fly home just to get new ones of these. But you carry it going, I expect it to work. Does it? So we just got 2 new ones.
It does.
That
It works.
worked. Yeah.
What does it smell like?
It smells like spicy.
Don't want to smell it too much?
No,
Smell?
not too much. Here, put your tongue on it.
No.
So yeah, glad that it worked after all this time. We have 2 fresh ones, so we'll keep them in our doors. Maybe one in the back.
And we'll be safe from bears.
There you go. Nothing could go
In our
wrong.
minds.
In our minds. It's the key.
All right, that's it. That's all I have. So sorry this week is a little light on the footage and everything, but I wanted to make sure you guys were caught up, and next week will be pretty good. I like what happens next week, so it'll be much more entertaining. Right now we are prepping the truck, doing all the little packing and adjustments and buying anything that we want from here before we get on a ferry and head to Alaska. So tomorrow we get on a ferry, which is pretty exciting, but that's why this episode is a little bit shorter than normal, because we got a lot to do. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and here's what you're gonna see next week. We'll see you then. I love when a place just makes you feel like a kid, excited about it. This is one of those places.